You're listening to the Spirit Podcast.
Welcome back, dear ones, to the Spirit. I'm Beck, and as always, the cosmic thread beside me is Rachel. Hi, Rach.
Hi, Beck.
Tonight's transmission is not just a message. It's a mirror. If you've ever found yourself asking, why does this keep happening? Why do I attract the same kind of person over and over? Or why does the world seem to reflect my deepest fears? Then this episode is especially for you. We're diving into the subtle, sometimes uncomfortable truth of resonance reflection. The idea that the world around us doesn't just respond to who we are, but to what still needs healing. So take a breath, light a candle, and prepare to see yourself clearly.
Beck, we gotta start lighting candles in here.
I know.
Like, I get kind of annoyed when I'm like, we need a candle.
The resonance mirror isn't a new concept. You've heard it in phrases like attracts like, or your vibe attracts your tribe. But this goes deeper. The resonance mirror reflects unhealed frequencies, the old programs, wounds, or beliefs we carry, consciously or not. The outer world shows us what our inner field is broadcasting. Even when we're unaware, we're still broadcasting it. Have you ever had a moment where life just held up a mirror and you were like, oh no, that's me?
I think going through years of certain relationships with people, you experience the same type of relationship over and over again, and you think, oh, I just attract this type of person. But then you realize that I was allowing these things to happen. I was allowing people to not respect boundaries or to take advantage. And I had to realize once I broke that pattern, I didn't attract people like that anymore. And that was a big lesson. Those people were truly a mirror to show me what I was not doing for myself energetically.
And that's the thing, Rach. It's never about blame. It's about awareness. And the awareness gives us power. Because once you see what's being mirrored, you can change the frequency. Let's talk loops. Have you ever dated the same person with a different name? And by that laugh, I think Rachel has. Or have you gotten out of one job just to find the same dynamic waiting at the next? These are resonance loops, echoes of unhealed patterns. The world isn't punishing you. It's offering you a portal, a do-over. Until you shift the frequency, the mirror keeps reflecting the same wound. What's a pattern you've broken that used to show up on repeat, and how did you shift it?
One thing I've experienced through friends, relatives, coworkers is people who would siphon my energy, and they would take so much of me, but did not reciprocate or give the same in return. And I would always be there through thick and thin and give all of myself to somebody, and they just want to keep taking more and more. Once boundaries started to build and I started becoming observant of what I was experiencing and what these people were actually doing, you kind of test the boundaries, you put them out there, and you're like, I'm going to pull back a little bit. I'm not going to respond to this one. I'm not going to be available emotionally or physically at every beck and call. And then once you start doing that, you preserve your power and you become stronger. And then those people become fleeting, and you realize what a true friendship and energy exchange is. You break the patterns of these other people. I'm not saying these people are bad by any means, but they have their own lessons to learn. But it doesn't mean that I had to be continually experiencing that myself.
You don't need to heal everything before living your life, but recognizing the pattern is the first alchemical act. Let's be real for a moment. Sometimes people weaponize the mirror concept. They'll say, well, if bad things happen, it's because of your vibration. Let's make something very clear. Being abused is not your fault. Being harmed is not your karma. You are not responsible for someone else's shadow. But there is a value in asking, what drew me here? What did I believe I deserved? What old wound kept me silent or in proximity to the harm? It's not about shame. It's about liberation. Have you ever had to sit with that tension, that fine line between accountability and self-blame?
Yes, I have. There are times when I would find something very annoying about somebody and it really bothered me about their behaviors. And I had to sit back and I had to be like, listen, Rachel, you were that person. You did those things that they did in the past. And you can't be mad at them because they're a reflection of the shadows that you have experienced before. So understand where they're coming from and you know why they're coming that way, and just accept them, love on them. But I can't get mad at them for how they are because it is something that I have been before as well, and I had to learn through it, as do they.
Now that we've held the mirror up, let's learn how to use it intentionally. Here's a simple practice you can try. Notice your trigger. Instead of reacting, ask, what is this mirroring in me? Trace the thread. When was the first time you felt this dynamic? Where in your body does it live? Offer presence, not punishment. Speak to that part of you as if it were a small child, because often it is. Choose differently. Even one new action, no matter how small, changes the pattern. You don't have to solve the whole thing in one sitting. You just have to start seeing with new eyes. What's something you wish people knew about healing these reflections?
That there's so much growth in it. That once you figure out you're seeing your reflection, how much you can change. I haven't experienced this myself, but I know people that they just think, I only attract drug addicts and alcoholics, and I don't know why they just find me and that's all that I attract. And you can't tell them. They have to learn it on their own, but it's like, that is what you are allowing. And you accept these people and you continue to cater to them and to be on that frequency with them. But once you realize you have this urge, this sense to be the healer, to be the changer of somebody, you have this desire to fix them, and you continually go on this loop of trying to fix people. And then that's where you get stuck. It's not that you're attracting that, but there's something within you need to heal.
That's usually the case.
And we just project it onto other people instead of going within. There's just so much more work that we need to look into ourselves than to try to reach out to other people. Like, it's good to help other people on their healing journey, but know that you have to prioritize yourself. You can't change people. People are all on their own paths at their own times, and sometimes you have to just let them go and work on yourself. You can't just find someone or something else that you're trying to fix. Instead of going from one project to the other, you have to take a break and you have to see what you need. What do you have to feed yourself?
The mirror does not lie, but it does distort until seen with love. You are not broken, you are echoing. When the pattern appears, do not turn away. Look softly, speak gently, touch the flame within the reflection. For what is reflected is not punishment. It is your soul's blueprint showing you where the weave has frayed. Rethread it with compassion. You are ready to choose from wholeness. The mirror is not your enemy. It is your awakening. Thank you for holding the mirror with us tonight. If something stirred in you, we encourage you to sit with it, not in judgment, but in curiosity. Your world is not betraying you. It's calling you home. Reflection by reflection. Share this with somebody who's ready to shift the pattern. And if you'd like to support the work Rachel and I are doing, you'll find ways to connect, donate, or engage in the show notes below. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Until then, stay aware, stay brave,
And stay lit from within.
To the spirit
Podcast.
supernatural science
Aliens. Ghost.
psychic mystic
Spirit.
divine source
heaven.
It's magic.